Okay. You know, I could always tell what someone knows, i.e. how intelligent they are, or at least how wise they are, by the stuff they recommend you read. By the way, someone sent me a picture of this. This is a real item. And by the way, it says Ken style, and that was the name of it. It's a can of delicately smoked fish assholes. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's actually a real item, folks. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. 14 and 3/4 ounces of fish assholes. That's pretty good. Anyway. By the way, I translate ancient Greek. I've had a few years of Latin. Most of my Latin's rusty. I used to be a Russian translator. I translate ancient Prakrit, i.e. Pali. I have been now for countless years, been a Pali translator. Specifically, my house is kind of like a library. And really it is. And I've got many, many terabytes of PDF books. Not gigabytes, terabytes. Many, many, many terabytes of PDF books. For many years there, people used to call me the god of information. They still call me that in places. One of the most amazing things about good books is they quickly go out of print. The more awful a book is, the more likely it is to remain in print. Anything you find, by the way, in a bookstore is a piece of crap. There's no such thing as a good book in a bookstore when it comes to hardcore metaphysics. I don't mean New Age fluffery. I don't mean what's his face, that New Age no, like no Ken Wilber. That's the guy's name. Kind of sounds close to mine. And no what's his face, the Indian guy that does all those touchy-feely Western pop meditation nonsense. I have no interest in New Age pseudo-philosophy. It's not metaphysics, it's only metaphysics by connotation, not by denotation. Specifically, I'm a hardcore Platonic monist, and this would be in the ilk of course, the Pythagoreans, but specifically as explained, although in obfuscation, in shorthand ancient Greek metaphysics of Plotinus and the Neoplatonists, Proclus, Numenius, Damasius, Albinus, Syrianus, other people that you probably never heard of, but hardcore metaphysics. And I don't mean metaphysics in the implication and connotation as it means today. I have no interest in New Age garbage, but anyway, I was going to do a series of videos like this where I recommend really, really good stuff because I know the difference between trash and treasure. And really, there's so few people out there today that do know. So, well, that's just your opinion. No, it's not my opinion. I know the difference between trash and treasure. There hasn't been really a good author, except for a couple instances that has been around since the 1950s or 60s. That's basically because we have an age of short attention span, lemmings that we're all glued to our iPhones and our TV sets, as we don't actually have discriminating minds with deep intellects. One particular author, he's now since dead, is Algis Udovinis. This is Orpheus and the Roots of Platonism. His other book, Philosophy and Theurgy in Late Antiquity, this specifically refers to Platonic, Neoplatonic, and Neo-Pythagorean hardcore, real metaphysics. If you're talking about hardcore stuff, I mean the real stuff. Okay, not the fake pearls, not the cultured pearls versions of metaphysics, but the real deal pearls of wisdom. This is also a rare book to come by. I'm not going to actually show the publisher because the publisher is a horrible, horrible company. And I'm not going to mention them. Philosophy is a Right of Rebirth. Try to find a used copy of this on eBay if you can. It exists out there. This is Algis Udovinis. His works are, I want to show the publisher of that company. One example, another one would be Dr. A.K. Kumaraswamy. His son actually gave me the rights to all of his son's works. Dr. Rama P. Kumaraswamy, who is a cardiac surgeon. He said as long as I gave away his father's works without selling them, that I have the rights to all of his father's works. And this guy, okay, Let me tell you who Dr. A.K. Kumaraswamy was. He died in 1947. His son, who gave me the rights to his father's works, his father knew 27 languages. He wrote many dozens of books and hundreds of articles. He was once on the stamp of India. He migrated to the United States. He lived out much of his life in Boston. I have some handwritten letters by him. He died in 1947. This is the guy who was on the stamp of India. Absolutely brilliant genius, and get a hold of his works. A lot of people have asked me about the hardcore books on metaphysics, and I don't mean pedestrian stuff. I mean the real stuff. And the people that actually know what the hell the real stuff is one of the rarest things on this earth, because everything out there now is infiltrated and obfuscated by all this New Age, excuse me, I hope I don't offend you, New Age, crystal rubbing, touchy-feely, burn some incense and touch your inner child sort of New Age garbage that I have absolutely no interest in whatsoever. None. Despise it, loathe it, don't want anything to do with it. I'm talking about the real deal. The people that... By the way, here's another thing, too, and I'm not going to show it to you, but never buy a book by an author on philosophy, and I don't mean philosophy in the generic sense, but true philosophia, the love of wisdom, because Western philosophy is not philosophy, it's Western existentialist crap. That's not philosophy, it's only philosophy by connotation. Never buy a book in philosophy or metaphysics if the author's face is pictured and they're smiling or they look happy. Never, because that person is an idiot. There's a little rule of thumb, by the way. You immediately pick up a book if you see an author's picture there, he's smiling or he looks halfway happy, he's like, even before I look in this book, I know there's nothing in between the covers but crap, and I'll be like, crap. That's an unwritten law on books on metaphysics and philosophy, by the way. It's so true. The best of these people, you'll never see them smiling or happy. There's a reason for that, which I won't get into. I mean, talking about hardcore retroduction, people understand via negativa apophaticism, the negative dialectic of true hardcore Platinian, Neoplatinian, and Pythagorean metaphysics. I mean hardcore. Crotch to the wall, real deal metaphysics. No New Age crap, no touchy-feely, California burn incense and wear your hippie robe stuff. And I don't mean that in a humorous sort of way, I mean that in the literal sense. Not interested in that stuff. People are looking for that sort of stuff, and they don't know where the hell to find it. And it is really impossible to find, because people, generally speaking, are not too bright. And they like books that make them feel happy about themselves. They like books that lie to them and tell them, that, it's all going to be easy, and here's how you... None of those books are either true, nor are they accurate, nor are they helpful, but people like it, People generally, when it comes to information, will eat a pile of poo as long as you stick some multicolored sprinkles and some whipped cream on top. And that's how people operate today. They don't care about helping anybody, nor are they intelligent. They just write fluffy New Age crap, and they hope it sells well, and they push that stuff, and that doesn't help anybody. So it's really, really important that I point that out. So check out Aljus Udavides. I mispronounced his name there for a second. Here's a little short ditty. It said Orpheus and the Roots of Platonism. You could actually... This is printed by the Matheson Trust, which is actually a really good publisher. You could find this probably used on eBay. This is a short little book that you might consume within a day if you really pushed it. Like I said, I translate ancient Greek. I've written many articles. I'm also an expert in field theory. Of course, there's no difference between field theory and metaphysics, because natura naturans, which is specifically the correct denotation for what I'm speaking of, natura naturans, meaning there's no borderline or distinction between hardcore field theory and hardcore metaphysics, because when we're talking about totality, there is no distinction. There is no divider between metaphysics and field theory. They are all absolutely one and the same thing. Pressure mediation, force and motion, inertia and acceleration, agnosis and the magnetism. The overlapping is 100%, and actually it's 200%, which is impossible. 100% is complete totality, but if you want to get into metaphysics, since we're talking about ontology and existential mirroring of the ontological nature of agnosis, which does not mean ignorance. It literally means emanationism. But when you get into the aoristos daias of inseparable attribute from principle, which would take a really long time to discuss in another video. I've actually already discussed that in other videos, but no, I don't want to upgrade to Mac OS High Sierra. Screw that nonsense. Never upgrade to a new operating system, because it's always buggy. Let everybody else be a stupid beta tester. So anyway, that's my recommendations for some, because I've been asked that by a lot of people. So what's some real good books on hardcore metaphysics? Here we go, the other one. This is the real one. Philosophy as they Write a Rebirth. It'll pop your cork too, by the way, if you don't have the wherewithal and the mental acuity to understand deeper principles of. Well, we get into Egyptian and Platonic, Neoplatonic, more specifically, talking about the demiurge, Nearistostaias, and talking about true metaphysics. This is a great book. It's not so difficult that it will make your brain explode, but it will... See, what is important, and this will be a really controversial statement, is not learning, because you didn't really get taught anything important in school, high school, or college. You're just taught how to memorize shit. Memorize this crap, we're going to have a test. Memorize this, write a paper. That doesn't help people in life. Memorization and learning stuff, no. Well, sure, that's helpful. That's what my college degree is. No, you didn't learn anything important. What is important is critical thinking. What is important is certain intellective methodologies like retroductive analysis, critical thinking, and that doesn't pertain to memorizing crap and reading crap. It pertains to having a toolbox within your mentality, your consciousness, and the substrate to your consciousness, which is a matter for another discussion, which helps you in every aspect of life. This is what ancient people, even up to the medieval ages, understood. Because if you had a crap load of money and you wanted your son to get an education, he didn't go and memorize crap. He got taught how to have a critical thinking mind. And that is more helpful than the best college education. Way more helpful. I could teach someone to fare far better in life by making them a critical thinker than by... You can't get anywhere by memorizing. Go read this crap and memorize it. We're going to have a test. That doesn't help anybody. That does not help anybody in life. It's like, hey, Sally, you working at Walmart there? Yes, I am. It's like, yeah, that college degree worked out really good for you, didn't it? Education today is nothing but a stinking joke. I don't care if it's European or American, it's just a frigging joke. Critical thinking is infinitely, a billion times more important than studying and reading stuff and memorizing it. That doesn't help anybody. Sure it does. Helps you get a good job, get a degree. It doesn't, no. See, people are superficial though. This is why we think like the ancient Egyptians and other people in the past were so advanced. They really weren't that advanced. They just were not brought up with this shit education that you and I and everybody else was. Read this crap, we're going to have a test, multiple guess test, multiple guess. Memorize this crap and write a paper. That's not how you broaden your mind. That is not how you become a powerhouse or a juggernaut intellectually. That's not how you do it. If you want to help yourself, you need to learn critical thinking and being able to dissect things with a sharp mind, and that has nothing to do with memorization and reading stuff and, you know, passing tests, and that crap is not important to learning. That's not learning at all. That's just regurgitating crap. Go home and read this crap and regurgitate it. Go home and go with multiple. That's not an education. That is crap. It means you're just a friggin' guinea pig in the system. Cog in the wheel. God, education today, I don't care what country you live in, education sucks ass. Cannot learn that way. You can't become a better person. You can't, the dynamo of human consciousness, which built the goddamn pyramids and all that amazing stuff in the past, required people to have a different type of mentality. It means that the engines in the wheelhouses of their minds were on. You do not get that sort of stuff from an education today. And I don't care if it's high school or college or postgraduate or doctoral. By the way, second leading cause of death is doctors. It's like, you see that degree hanging on your doctor's wall you got from Harvard or Princeton? He's a doctor. He went to college. Yeah, your doctor's the second leading cause of death after cancer. So much for college education. What's the second leading cause of death? Oh, the really highly educated guy with a Harvard degree. It's a doctor. Oh, that's the second leading cause of death is doctors. Yeah. Wow, God, modernity must suck. You stupid advanced human beings with your TV sets and your iPods aren't really that smart. No, but he's a doctor. He's got that paper hanging on the wall. Okay, it gives him a license to kill people. Welcome to the 21st century education. A pile of crap if ever there was one. Anyway, go buy this book. Peace out, bitches.